What's up, guys? Grinder Beats here. I'm going to be making a beat from scratch. No cuts, no pauses, no crazy stuff. I'm going to take you through the process of what I do, which is very unorthodox, I think, because I don't know what I'm doing, so it might just seem random, but I swear I have a process. Um, so I actually did this video already, but the vocals or my speaking voice is way too low, so I had to restart it. I deleted everything, and I'm starting from scratch. So, yeah, I think the first thing I'm going to start with is a guitar, so I'm going to use Ample Guitar M, which is an acoustic guitar VST. I believe this one's paid. But honestly, if you have the money for it and you like to use guitar in your beats, I would recommend it. It's really good. So, I'm going to start with a picking guitar. And see what happens. Right here. So 2 chords. Very simple. I don't know exactly what they're. I know it's a B and a G, but I couldn't tell you if it's some 7th or diminished or 9 over whatever. I don't know about none of that. So this is the base of what I want. To have. Oops. Okay. So the Ample has different strumming methods, which is pretty cool. You can do strumming, picking, whatever your heart desires. So let's start with this. Amazing. The hell? What's going on here? Up. Yeah. Perfect. And let's turn off the reverb. Okay, so we got the first 2 chords down. I think it's going to be a 2-chord beat anyways. That's here. So the bottom one is C1 all the way up to, I believe, C, F, whatever, F1 is where you would change the chords. And then up here you change the pattern. By the way, I do want to say that I am a guitar player. I've been playing guitar for years. So I kind of know how to use the VST pretty decently. I'm sure anyone could learn though. It's not like, you have to be some genius or anything. So this is what we have so far. Okay. So what the hell was that? The Stoke volume, I'm gonna turn that down. It's basically just the, I guess, the natural guitar sounds. So watch. Well, it doesn't really make sense here because it's in finger library. For strum, it would make more sense. Anyways, okay. And you can turn down the effects, which is like the sliding on the guitar, the chord change slides, or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called. So if I turn this up, hear that? Okay, so that's what we're starting with. Now I'm gonna add some drums. I'm gonna use Beatmaker by UJam. This is also paid VST, although I would recommend it if you want simplicity, because it is very easy to use. It has really good sound presets, and it's pretty cheap. So let's start with the drums now. Get that. By the way, if you know how to use Cubase better than I do, give me some tips and pointers. There's probably faster, better ways to do this, but I mean, I could use the MIDI controller. I have a little keyboard, but I prefer to do it like this because I can visualize it, and I'm not that good with the MIDI controller, to be honest. So I'm just lowering the velocity on some of these to create a little bit of groove, a little dynamic. By the way, everything right here is straight on beat, so usually I would soft quantize it so that it's not as static, but for right now, I'm not going to do that. And then we're just going to add a little bit of groove, add some open hi-hats, and then here I'm gonna add a hi-hat roll. You like the hi-hat god or whatever. Right there needs something. And then I'm going to lower the kicks that are on the one. So that's good for drums for now. I'd probably adjust, add more stuff. However the song changes, the dynamics of the song. Now, I think it needs like a pad of some sort. So I'm going to use Somatics Invader Lite. This one was free, but you had to be in the Somatics live stream. You guys should definitely check that out. Um, it's pretty cool. So now the first one is that's, by the way, I'm just placing down the notes. I'm not keeping that sound. So what are they? Let me see. Let me get my guitar real quick. So D and C sharp. So B, C sharp. Let me lower that too. It's a little loud. And then G, D, A. So G, D, A. That's what I'm gonna have for the pad. Obviously, I think better sound would fit it. So let me turn that down a little more. Now we just scroll. Ooh, that's pretty nice, isn't it? Yeah, I like that because it creates some movement. And then we can create more movement. I'm going to use Somatics Pulse. And then I'm going to solo it. Okay, it's fine there. Let me start naming all these things. That's just call it acoustic. What I think it needs now is, well, actually, before I move forward, I'm going to add, oh, look at that, I already have it from the last one, that's funny. Yeah, I was going to add a bus compressor to the stereo out, just to kind of give me a little bit of glue. I don't know if you can hear it, it's very subtle, but that'll come into play later. I heard you want to mix into the bus compressor. You don't want to add it at the end. Honestly, I don't know why. If you know why, let me know. But I heard it a few times, so it must be true, right? Yeah, 808. 808. I'm going to use Somatics Quake. So you can see I'm using a lot of Somatics plugins. They're really good. I like them. So now, yeah, this is it right here. This one sounds good. And I'm actually going to send the pad back a little bit, give it a 15 millisecond delay. So I think about it as like space, right? So like the further you send something back, the further back in space it sounds, if that makes sense. So first note here is going to be a B. And then what I like to do is grab the drums just to see where the kicks are. Because I like to place my 808s with the kicks. You don't have to do it all the time, but I like to do it. Lower that a little bit. Just for now, I'm not going to do any mixing or any heavy mixing for this video. I'm really just going to lay down the beat, do a little EQing here and there, maybe a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but mostly I'm just building it. So now let's just duplicate that and then duplicate that. So let's see, let me rename this. It's good to rename everything because then you'll know what it is, especially if you have multiple tracks with the same VST. So I think what I'm going to do is start it with just the guitar on the pad. I'm actually going to cut about 200 for the guitar just because. Or 180. I feel like it needs some ear candy guitar. So I'm going to use Solaris GTR Lite. This one's free. So if you just Google Solaris GTR Lite, you'll find it. This is my favorite preset, Cloud Drifter, minus the distortion. And I'm just gonna add it here for now. And then eventually I'll, put it into place. Hear that? Sounds magical, huh? Probably go somewhere here. Or actually here. I think I'm gonna have I'm gonna remove this too, actually. Start with just guitar, the pad. I feel like we need a little a freaking transition to where everything kind of kicks in. So I think I'm just gonna do some snare rolls maybe. Right here. Get that. Get this again. And let's see. I'm gonna send the drums back about, the 808 back about 0.5 milliseconds. Just so it doesn't hit exactly at the same time as the kick. I'm gonna sidechain when I mix, but for now, just so I can kind of hear it a little better. Right here. Something simple, a little more dynamic, a little more change. Sounds more like a song than just a straight beat. It's going to be hard to sound like a song because the drums are literally very robotic for now. I'll change them later. Usually what I would do is soft quantize, but I think I already mentioned it that I would do it later, which is fine. Change candy. Yeah. Actually, let me get some, if I have it. Maybe that. I just need, it's supposed to be percussion. No. Yeah, I already have that sound in, which is funny. Yep, there we go. Very low, very chillaxed. What else does it need? It's to be lowered to an accent. I think maybe here. Maybe like another guitar. I'm thinking like a muted strums. So I'm gonna use the Ample Metal Hellraiser. This one's also paid, but it's honestly a really versatile VST. Like it says metal, but I really like the sound it has. So I'm gonna take off the delay and the reverb and do this exact same thing. If I add, yeah, actually, this versus this. Honestly, I think it sounds cleaner like this. So we'll go with that. And since it's the exact same structure for the VST, like it works the same, I can just copy and paste this one down here. It should work the exact same. So put that here. Might need a little distortion on it, but we'll see. And then now I can, so check this out. Let's see, all together now. So what I could do is, might not do it now, or just as an example to show, but pan these two and then send this one back about 5 milliseconds and send this one back about 6 milliseconds. So usually every other track other than the drums I like to thin back. I want the drums at the very front. I want them to hit first and then everything else um secondary. This is what the two guitars sound like. So now let me see what I can do with this. It just needs a tiny bit of distortion, but I don't want to change the sound. So if I go into this and I start messing with, the amps or the cabins, it's going to change the sound too much. So I'm just going to add it from here. Now the question is, what distortion? I'm going to try the UJam UFX Distort and see, maybe I'll try some presets. That sounds pretty good already. Yep, there it is. Turn down the mix. Want a little less distortion. So let's see how that sounds. Maybe instead of just turning the mix down, maybe I could turn the drive down. Yeah, that's nice. That's really nice actually. Okay, so from here. By the way, I always kind of get stuck with what kind of beat it is because so I post them on YouTube obviously, but it's like what even type beat is this? Because everyone does type beats, so I'm gonna do type beats, right? But who even would do something on this beat? Like what artist? I don't know. So I'll just get freaking stuck and just throw a random artist in. And obviously, maybe that's why I only have like 6 views, but I want to do something with the pad because I feel like it's too um mid heavy maybe. So I'm gonna cut honestly probably about 400. I don't need any low end on this. And then I'm going to, so when I mix, I like to send everything to mono because you want to mix in mono. Why? Don't ask me. It just sounds better. So I'm going to dynamic EQ here. Same thing with this one. Off the rip, I'm not even going to listen. Maybe this is not the best thing to do, but actually, Forget all that. Just grab it here. Yeah, grab here. Bam. There we go. And then there's some harsh frequencies over here. I don't want those. So let's just put a little high cut. I actually like that frequency. Honestly, maybe this is not very efficient, to be honest. But we're gonna send it. So, actually, you know what? I'm gonna send this. Cut the mids. There we go. So this gives it more movement as well with the dynamic EQ. And then I'll just set it to stereo. And here's what we got. Here's what we got. I'm gonna turn my fan on. About 90 something degrees where I live, and it's actually a cooler day. So I'm living in freaking hell. Okay. So let's listen to the transition here and see what we can do. So I think what I'm going to do here is get rid of the 808. Honestly, I'll get rid of that. That's too loud. You know, usually people would start gain staging here, but I like to do it when I mix. So I'm not even going to touch the gain on anything. I'll just use the volume sliders for now. Call it good. Then maybe actually put the hi-hats here. Let's see. I feel like it needs a transition from, I guess you would call this the intro. Well, intro, verse. But this intro is going to be the same as the chorus, obviously. Usually for a song, you know, you have your intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, chorus, bridge, outro. And I mean, that's a good structure to follow because it'll help you build the song. But you can do whatever you want, to be honest. Freaking have the chorus first, why not? Well, a lot of people use the intro to be the same as the chorus. So a lot of intros will be the chorus, just with a little less added to it. Also, this guitar, I'm pretty sure it's actually, yeah, so as you can see, it's already right side leaning. So I'm just gonna pan to the right instead. And then this one is what? This one's pretty centered, isn't it? Yeah, so this one can go to the left. If I'm gonna even pan them, which I think I will, but I was like, that's an awkward change, but the acoustic was muted. And then maybe some more ear candy here, just to transition from, you know, what would be the intro to the verse. It's not even in scale, but well, just call it jazz, right? Call it jazz and freaking do whatever you. Somehow that. I mean, this is the, I think these are probably all the sounds I'm going to use. I'm going to obviously use some automation, but overall, I think this is the basic building block of the beat. So the guitar kind of gets muddied here because it has too much low end. So maybe I will just cut a little bit. Obviously, I'm not going to compress to then have to EQ extra frequencies. So I'll EQ first. Just needs like a slight little cut in mono. Maybe a little bit of this. Really right here. And then a steeper cut here. I do a lot of subtractive EQing. I don't really like to boost anything, to be honest, unless I really have to, because I can just subtract what's harsh, what I don't like, and usually the sound that I like will just start coming up. So yeah, like this right here, this frequency. maybe a little bit of air. So let's hear the before and after. It's very hard to hear, but it sounds a little more crisp, a little more clean. Cut better in the mix. And then obviously, um, once I go in there and start mixing, I'll usually, have all the instruments lined up, and I'll have some sort of, I think, what's it called? The curves resolve live, or resolve curves resolve. It's really good for side chaining things to another thing to make those even pop out more. I think the drums need a little more too, don't they? Sound a little, I wouldn't say empty, but let's go. The drums. What is that? This one? Lower that. No, that was definitely not it. Oh, no, it is. Okay. Also, I would usually tune the kick to whatever key the song's in, but I think it's already in tune, so we'll just leave it at that. If it's not, when I mix, I'll change it. It's pretty simple. You just go to the kick, change the pitch. I'm pretty sure they're all in C. So, what the? Yeah. There. And get it to 0. Oh well, whatever. It's not like it's gonna be so out of tune. Might be, actually. We'll see. Okay, so I mean, I think this is all I'm gonna do for now. Since it's my first video, if it gets any views or likes or comments or whatever, maybe I'll keep going, continue with this beat, and then finish it, and then maybe another video I'll mix it, and then maybe another video I'll master. My mastering is so simple because I use Ozone. I don't have, the right equipment to master. Honestly, technically, I mean, to even mix, I don't have monitors, so I mix with headphones. But I think I've gotten it semi dialed in to where it sounds good. So yeah, I'm not gonna touch this beat only specifically if making another video. But if you guys liked it, let me know. And thanks for watching.